Hello, and welcome back to my channel, Imagination Mansion. It has been a while. So a lot's happened since my last video. As you can see in the actual video, I am packing. Specifically only my books at the moment. Just because the clothing packing was so messy, because I was chucking stuff out at the same time. Not literally chucking stuff out, separating them into keeping and donating. And it just got, like, I tried to film it, but then the footage was just all over the place, so I gave up. So I'm currently packing books in this video, because as I record this audio, I have moved. Me and my partner have moved in together, after having to live at my parents' for a couple of months, which wasn't actually that bad, but, you know, we're adults. We want our own space. Just because, you know, it's a bit awkward being 25 and if I lived by myself with my parents, it'd probably be fine, but the both of us, it kind of felt a bit weird. Because, you know, it's like, hi, we're a couple, and my parents are cooking for us, okay? Like, we did equal it out. Like, as part of the deal was that we did do our portion of, like, housework and stuff. So, like, we did both cook and wash up and stuff like that. But, yeah. It was basically, we just got given the study and the bedroom, and we just kind of lived there. We lived in 2 rooms. I mean, ironically, we've moved to a tiny flat, so we do still live only in 2 rooms. But ours has a kitchen, so... But yeah. We have moved into our own place after living together for 4 years. This is the first time we've lived only 2 of us. And it's nice. It is really nice just to have our own space. Like, there are obviously some downsides. We have to do all the chores ourselves. No, I'm joking. It's just where it is. It's in, like, the middle of town, so there's a bunch of nightclubs around, so it does get quite loud. And we are suffering from, like, lack of sleep. Especially now I have a job. Like, it's part-time, so I'm not in every day. But it is just, like, sometimes the nightclubs close at 2 a.m. Sometimes they close at 4 a.m. So there's, like, noise until, like, 4:30, 5 in the morning. And then if I don't have work the next day, it's not too bad. But if I do, I have to be up at, like, 8. It's like, okay, I've got like 3 hours sleep. Hi, let me just stack some books and try and serve customers without looking like I'm about to pass out. So I am in the process of adapting. And obviously I know it'll take a bit. But it is nice being out on our own as a team. So it is a life advancement, I guess. Like, because we already had experience, like, paying bills and stuff like that, because we did live together. We just lived with another friend, and so it is kind of nice to already know how to do those things before we move in together, because it was like we were living together, but it kind of felt a bit like a uni dorm. Not gonna lie, because obviously in uni you live with a bunch of people, and so yeah, it was a bit like that, which was fine as well. And, you know, we had fun there and we enjoyed our time there, but yeah, we got kicked out of there. So not for anything we'd done. It was just that, like, something about legislation had changed, and so it was costing more on his end, so he was like, yeah, I can't be bothered paying that, or I can't afford that, get out. So just before Christmas we had to move, which was fun. Well, I mean, we got told just before Christmas, so we basically went to see my partner's parents for Christmas, and as I've said in previous video, I lost my case during that. Thankfully didn't have any of the presents in, but, you know, cry. But yeah, so we basically had to, like, pack everything go on holiday, and then move out, like, the day after New Year's Day. So, and then we had to move in with my parents. Yay! And to be fair, we only lived there for a couple of months? 2 and a bit. And then we finally got this place. Woo! So, we are adults now. And we suck at adulting. Like, we moved in, and we were like, right, okay, there's a damp problem. That's okay. So we logged the damp problem with, you know, our rental people. And they were like, well, okay, we'll send someone out to check over it. Turns out they have like one dude that does it, and he was on holiday. So he's only just come round like a few weeks later. And then about a week in, the oven broke. The oven, which said 66 on it, which means it was from the year 66, which is older than my dad. So we also had to get that fixed. Well, we didn't have to get it fixed because it was so old, they just replaced it. But so we had to get a new oven. But apart from that, it's been not too bad. Like, you know, sound problems aside. It's been alright. Yeah. I'm so sorry for the footage that I'm showing you. Like, I am not the most delicate-handed person. Like, literally my nickname is Captain Heavy Hands. So I am not the best at packing. Especially as we didn't have any boxes. So I just had to use, like, my mum's suitcases that were just lying around the house. Which I still need to get her to pick up, actually, because our house is not big enough to just have giant suitcases lying around. So that'll be a fun conversation to have, like, Mum, pick up your stuff. Thank you. But yeah, we have moved. I am really bad at packing books. And I have a lot of books to pack. To be fair, there's not actually that many. Like, it is like maybe 2 bookshelves, 2 bookcases full, like, max. Like, I've got that little one you can see in the back of the video, and then I've got like a full-size one. And I have had to double up on the books in terms of, like, have one set of books in front of the other just to try and fit everything. But yeah, and because I work at a bookshop, I have purchased more books since moving, which I knew it was going to happen. I knew when I got that job that was exactly what was going to happen, because work discounts are great, but they're also dangerous. I mean, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, I mean, to be fair, at the moment I read a lot of non-fiction. I don't really read fiction anymore. Not for any particular reason. It's just, you know, that is not where my hyperfixation lies anymore. It lies on, currently, science, medieval history, and ancient history. And I have a fair few witchy books as well, which is fun. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff. I have manga as well. I am a completionist for D. Greyman. I have all the copies of that are out at the moment, and I am waiting patiently for the next volume, which will probably not be coming out even in Japan until next year. But that's fine. You know, the health of the mangaka is more important than my need for answers. But yeah, I have all the volumes for that are out at the moment. So that's volume 27 is the last D. Greyman that came out. Ones I want to be a completionist for, but I haven't been, at least not yet, are Sailor Moon and Assassination Classroom. I want both of those. So I might see if I can get them ordered into work, maybe. Because I also have Tokyo Ghoul, but so I might order a few more of those, but I haven't read that in a while, so I'm not as fussed. But yeah, and I also read a lot of series as well. Like, a lot of my books are series books, like, you know, the 9 to 12 series books. Though apparently one of them's young adult, so. Because I have Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, Artemis Fowl, Young Bond, and I did have Alex Rider, but it kind of disappeared. Me and my mum cannot figure out why, because we're both like, I wouldn't have chucked it out, so where did it go? And they've just been lost to the ether, apparently. But I also have Peculiar Children, that series. The new one's just come out, but I haven't read the one that came out before, because I thought there was only 3. So I just, because it finishes, and yeah, looking back at it, yeah, there is space for another book, and apparently 2 books, but I just thought it ended perfectly, so I just thought that was the end. That was it. It was done. But no, apparently there's more. And the annoying thing is, the new book, like the 4th one, is like slightly smaller than the other 3, and it's so irritating. Says the person that has like all 5 of the Dan Brown, Robert Langdon books, and they're all in different sizes. Like, I have Angels and Demons is tiny, and then Da Vinci Code and Lost Symbol are like normal book size, and then Inferno and Origins are like hardback. So they're literally like a triangle, like a right angle triangle. It's just in size, which is fun. But yeah, I have quite a few books. And it's great, because I have all these books, and I do have some manga, so I do have that. But then in terms of comics, I have 3. I've got 1 on Star Trek, 1 of the Lumberjanes, and 1 at Adventure Time, and that's it. I just never got into comic books, really. Like, I work with someone who's obsessed. They're not really obsessed with DC in general, or even just Batman. They're just obsessed with Robin. And some of the other DC people, but yeah, I'm just like, I just never got into them. Like, the closest that I have got are ones that are based on other franchises, like Star Trek, but even then I only have 1 of them. So, I think it's because I got into manga, and my brain just kind of went one or the other, and it picked manga. So, yeah. But that is something we found the other day. I say the other day, it was like the other week now. Just in a charity shop, because where we live now has quite a few charity shops. And they had like this like old books section, and they had like an old cookery book from like the 50s that was falling apart, and apparently a book by Enid Blyton on a zoo, which looked pretty cool, but I was like, I'm gonna break that. I don't trust myself with it. But we found one called A Sailor's Odyssey, and it seems pretty cool, because, you know, both me and my partner are pretty interested in boats, and we have a place called the Dock Museum nearby, so it's like, there is a lot of boat history in sort of like my upbringing. So yeah, it's quite interesting, and I'm looking forward to at least flicking through the pictures, and I probably will read it, honestly, at some point. It's quite big, so it might take me a while. And ooh, speaking of non-fiction, we are onto the non-fiction now. Non-fiction books are sometimes really weird shapes, and it was really hard to get them to fit, but I tried, and I didn't succeed with that one, but you know, we work these things out. And that's actually my partner's suitcase, because I ran out of suitcases because I had so many books, and it was just it's so hard to pack rectangular things in non-rectangular containers. Like, I didn't realize it would be hard, and honestly I thought I'd be able to fit most of my books in the big brown suitcase that was in the beginning, but no, I had so many. Cries, tears of frustration, but you know, I got them to fit. eventually. Did I have to take any out? I can't remember. I mean, we'll see, because this is literally like the footage. But yeah, and it was just, I just kept taking them out and putting them back in. I'm like, will it fit? I don't know. Just all my witchy books, putting them in there. Oh, and there's a jump cut. And now we're on to stationery. I also have a lot of stationery. I literally had to buy a spare, like, one of those, like, shelves on wheels to fit all my notebooks in. And I literally have one shelf just filled with notebooks I haven't filled in yet. I have a lot. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, that is, yeah, it's a problem. It really is a problem. Cute notebooks. I'm just a glutton for them, and it's an obsession, honestly. It's like if I feel bad, I will just go out and buy myself notebooks, even though I haven't used the ones I already have. Like, and I keep going like, oh, I'll use them all eventually, but it's like, will I? Will I actually? I don't know. And I keep going like, yeah, you know, like, I'm a writer, I'm going to be an author, I need all these notebooks. Do I really? Like, literally, the stuff that I wrote most of my, the thing that I write most of my stuff down in is like all in one notebook. I probably should separate them out, but I just don't. I literally just scribble things down wherever I can, and I type a lot of stuff up as well. Like I showed you the for the words. Yeah, I did. They've got like writing sprints on there where you fight monsters. I haven't done that for a while because as it's a new place, this place is quite old as well, and it's like a flat above a commercial unit. So we did have to call in people and ask them to like plug us into the Wi-Fi. So for like a month, or at least like 3 weeks, we did not have Wi-Fi, which is also why this video took so long to make, because I just didn't have a connection. So it wouldn't have been too bad, but it was like, apparently I'd used up a lot of mobile data and I didn't realize. So for like 2 weeks, I didn't even have mobile data. I literally like had to download videos on my phone on my lunch break at work using work's Wi-Fi, which thankfully we're allowed to do. But it was just like, I had to like go into work and I'm like, while I'm munching my sandwich or whatever, I'm just like on YouTube just being like downloading videos, and then anything I need to do, like checking emails and stuff, I just have to do in that 1 hour. It's stressful. It was stressful because we fixed it now. It's done. We have Wi-Fi, and it's actually pretty good Wi-Fi. So that's sorted. So it is feeling a bit more homely now, because we can just watch dumb videos and stuff, and my partner can play games with his friends properly, because he does that like twice a week, and he couldn't do it for like 3 weeks, at least not properly. So he was like, I can play these 2 games that I have that work offline, and that's it, which I think was Minecraft and Dark Souls, and that was it. So now he's got a wider range of things he can do, which is good for him, because he's a gamer boy. I am not. I didn't play Animal Crossing for about 5 months, but because I didn't have Wi-Fi, it hadn't updated the date somehow. Like, I didn't think that was a thing, but apparently it was. So I literally logged on, it was still in the middle of winter, and I was like, what? The day still goes forwards, right? Even without Wi-Fi. What? But hey, I don't know what technology does. Books are my speciality, not technology. Which is kind of embarrassing, I suppose, considering my dad was an IT teacher. But, you know, science, not even science, technology has advanced since then. And it's great, because, like, a couple of the things I'm obsessed with at the moment is, like, history and, like, space. 2 of the things one studied to A-level, and then one I didn't even take past GCSE, but I'm obsessed with them. And I'm like, why didn't I try and take this? And I'm like, because it has maths in it. One of them has maths in it. I can't do maths. I can't be a physician. The physician requires numbers. And so whenever it's like, oh, we use this equation to work out planetary distances or whatever it is, I'm just like, good for you. I have no idea what that means. Which is kind of bad. But, yeah. We're going through all the pencil cases. I have a lot of pencil cases because I have a lot of stationery. It's not just notebooks, guys. I have to get Dad to pick up his rucksack. Because I've just got suitcases and a rucksack just behind my dining table in this little cubby that we can't use for anything because it's filled with suitcases and a rucksack. And right, okay, so neither of us had a device that can play CDs and DVDs. So I was like, okay, I'll just leave them at parents' house. No, my mum packed them all into a bid bag and brought them with her. So now I've just had to shove them in a cupboard because I have nothing to play them on. And also I have like Disney Plus and YouTube Music, so I don't really need them right now. But yeah, in terms of the house, we have, you know, made it homely. We've got little odds and sods. Thankfully, parents let us catch some furniture. They let us catch some furniture. So we've got their old dining table with the old dining chairs, 2 of which are computer chairs. Old bookcases, an old, they call it a cube unit, which we're using for our clothes. And then our wardrobe is like by the front door, because it's just a weird layout. And yeah, I have my writing desk. I managed to bring my writing desk with me. Like, I think it had to be taken into about 5 different parts, and it was super heavy. So I was quite glad of that, because when we were moving in, I was at work, so literally everyone else got to do it, and I was just like, here's your book, sir. And got to avoid all the heavy lifting. Well, I mean, I didn't, because I was lifting books, but I think I was also moving shelves that day at work, so I did a lot of heavy lifting, actually. But yeah, we managed to get a bed from a charity shop. I still need to get myself a bedside table, because he has one, which my parents donated us. But they only donated us one, so I need one. To be fair, I do have the tiny bookshelf, which I could use, but it's currently filled with books, so I kind of can't. But yeah, it's a good time. I am just surrounded by bags. I have too much stuff, guys. I have so much stuff, and it's all paper-based, so it's all damageable. It's just like, oh god, why do I have so many things? It was so stressful to unpack, because it's like I was trying to put everything away, and I was just like, I don't have the space for it. So we literally had to go out. I think we literally went to TK Maxx and like bought one of those like rolling cubby storage things so that I could store more of my things. And then it's just a mess. I mean, it's not, because I've neatened it up, but I have in the kitchen, there's like a little space which is clearly supposed to just be like for tall, thin things. I'm not quite sure what you use them for, like bottles, I suppose. And I've just had to shove my colouring books in there because I don't have any space. So it's just like, you know, pasta, pans, bread, colouring books. It's just, welcome to our house. It's a bit of a mess. It's tidy, but it's a mess. It's an organised mess. Why do I have so many things? Why am I such a glutton for paper? But yeah, we're happy here. I hope that, you know, I managed to get my sleep schedule sorted out. And after that, what's the meme? I can't remember the meme. It's like, once I get my sleep schedule ordered out, it's over for you guys, or something like that. And it's honestly what that feels like right now. It's like, once I get my life together, once I figure out how to go to bed, I'll be good. But yeah, I made this video far too long. I am sorry. But at the same time, this is the reality. Like, this is 3 times speed, guys. Any more than that and it would just start glitching. And it's just, I have so many things and not any convenient places to put it. Like, I just have to keep putting it in bags and satchels and backpacks and everything that isn't a standardized size or a rectangle. There's a lot. I have a lot of things. Like, I'm finding more things. Like, here we are, finding more things. Yep. I think I'm pondering in this video, why do I have so many things? And I just do. And I've found more bags from somewhere. It is just wild to watch myself pack and just realize how much crap I have. It's like, you don't realize until you move. Like, you don't realize until you have to find somewhere to put it, and then you have to lug all that to a van, which was my dad's camper, and then lug it all out up a set of stairs and into a tiny flat, and then try and get it all out and organize it. Oh, it was a long 2 weeks. And it's just bags everywhere. It wasn't even boxes. We didn't have any boxes. It was just suitcases and bags. It's just miscellaneous stuff everywhere. And yeah. And my partner has more stuff than me. And he's still got bags. Because it's just like, we've got nowhere to put it. It did point out how less stuff that doesn't make grammatical sense, but I don't know how you'd say it. Anyway, I have less stuff than he does, and I didn't realize by how much until we moved. And I was like, huh, I'm not actually that bad. I mean, I am, but I could be worse. Clearly. You know, you're not going to talk about the amount of notebooks I have. I counted them and it upset me. Yeah. And that's the last I'm going to say on that. I mean, I think the only thing I'm a bit miffed about is the fact I don't have anywhere to put my jumpers, really. So they're just in a box that's overflowing. And it's not even that I have a ton of jumpers. It's just some of them are, like, chunky knit. So they're just bulky. And we have these tiny little boxes. So I've had to put them in, like, one of those, like, storage boxes. Just on top of the storage unit that we're using for our clothes. So... But, you know, all our plushies are out in the open. You know, we're really repping that. We've moved out of a parent's house so we can be children again. The inner child will not be suppressed no longer by people going like, oh, you're too old for that. And I'm like, no, I will proudly display my manga and my cuddly toys. You can't do anything about it because I'm an adult. I pay bills. I am allowed to have all these childish ornaments. Because I pay my taxes, and it's good. But yeah, I'm just taking out pictures that I like, so I don't have to keep massive sketchbooks filled with pictures I don't really care about. So yeah, I take out the ones that I quite like, and then I leave the rest, and the rest can just go in the recycling, really. But yeah, this took me so long. It took me like a day. I think the original video was like about 3 hours long. And it's already like half an hour. But it's over. We've moved. We've unpacked. We have Wi-Fi. Small boogie dance. And yeah, it's all going quite well. We have moved up in the world. Ish. Not really. Like, we moved into the place because the rent was so cheap and it's kind of falling apart. But we like it. It's nice, it's quaint, it's quirky. It literally says something about me that, like, my parents were like, this place, it's kind of a bit meh. And I was like, oh, it's so quirky. It's so retro. And it's like, it's not retro, Hannah, it's falling apart. But it meant we didn't have any competition for the place. So it meant that we could move in pretty quickly. Because we didn't have like 5 other people who wanted to move in. It was literally like everyone else looked at it and did what my parents did, which was, really? This place? And we went, yes, it's ours now. We have a gangplank. It's a big selling point, honestly. We have a gangplank. It's wonderful. If we want people to leave, we can tell them to walk the plank. We haven't had to yet, because we haven't had any guests, because there's nowhere to put them. I don't mean like in a box. I just mean like we do not have the space to like cater to guests. Like my parents have been around like once for my partner's birthday, and that was it. There's just nowhere for them to sit, really. Like we'd have to bring both of our computer chairs like out and be like, you sit on that one and you sit on that one. But yeah, we're fully fledged adult now. Yay. With all our plushies and paper and knickknacks and the tiny fridge, so we have to go shopping like 4 times a week, but it's fine, we pay taxes. We're adults now. We owe the government money. Not literally, like in a normal taxation sense, and you know, we have bills to pay, which is depressing, but you know, what is the point in earning money if it's not being stalled by the government? So, you know, it's all good. But yeah, it was a bit of a chaotic video, it was a bit of a chaotic voiceover. I'm sorry that it's been so long, but here we are. This is the state of someone who has had quite a hectic life right now, and has had to deal with all the things you've seen in the video, and have had to take them out again and found somewhere to put them. It takes a while. It takes a lot of stress. And for that, we didn't have a lot of Wi-Fi. So we're a bit doolally. But we settled in now, and we're all good. And yeah, I hope you liked the video. I love that jellyfish bag. Sorry. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe, because I do have Wi-Fi now, so I can upload videos. No idea what they're going to be, but I will think of something. So yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment. It'd be good to see what you guys think. Are you guys hoarders? And I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.